LL Cool J's back on the Cruz Show.
What up? What up? I'm cruising.
Let's go.
I'm cruising.
Yeah, man. What's up, man?
What's up, baby?
Hey,
All
listen,
good.
Fuse with that intro.
Yeah.
Fuse with that intro.
That was right.
It's crazy.
That one was
right?
hot. Yeah, that was hot.
Man.
That was hot.
We got to get you that.
Different chambers.
Different
You know what I'm saying?
chambers.
Yeah, different chambers.
Different memories, different
moments in time.
Moments in time.
Eras.
Eras, for sure. 100%.
You know what I'm saying?
You're the king of eras, dog.
You know what I'm saying?
Young legend. Living legend. LL
No,
Cool
I'm
J,
thankful,
we here.
man. I'm thankful. Yeah. I like to I just wanted to show people that we can keep going. You know what I'm saying? Like hip hop. You know, dreams don't have deadlines, baby.
Nah,
and at the end of the day, it's about press and play.
That's a fact. That's
You know what I'm
a fact.
saying? Everything, all bets are off. Press play. You know what I mean? Press play on that joint. When you press play, how I feel.
Too
all right?
easy. All right then, right? Yeah. No, and you describe it like making films, making albums, right?
Yeah.
Throughout the years, right?
Yeah.
You have Steven Spielberg, Martin Scorsese, these great filmmakers, and so many more, right? And then we have the LL Cool J's and so forth, right? Making great albums. It's the same vibe. It's the same thing.
Yeah, because you want to just do things that I just wanted to show people that was possible. I think that hip hop had gotten to a place where we kind of felt like you just have to kind of dismiss anything that came before and time moves. And I just don't agree with that concept because it's not about, it's about old and new, not old and young. And the new means the new idea. It's so I think the reason why people get caught up in the idea sometimes of eras and being able to continue is because of where the new ideas come from. So it's about like if you have a fresh idea, if you have a new approach, if you have a new take on how to make the music, like when we was talking about the song, the sound of the beat sound different. Yeah. Like if you have something new, you can keep going. You know what I'm saying? It's about 100%. Innovation.
Yeah,
you know
that's
what I'm saying?
what it is. The Force.
Yeah,
the Force is out on all streaming platforms. It's crazy, man.
Yeah.
You and Q-Tip.
Yeah. Thankful, man.
God bless.
Yeah, man.
Yo, that's
you,
crazy, man. Just everything just sounds so well put together, right? And of course, you got legends on the project. Nas with a song with Nas, right? Praise him. Is that like to get him on the song? Is that a text, a call, email? It's not a DM.
Well, with Nas, no. I text him. And told him about the song. And you know, I wanted to, you know, because I'm like dabbling in supreme mathematics from when I was a kid on that particular song. So he came in, I wanted him to paint a picture, you know what I'm saying, to kind of take people, transport them to that time. Because the things that I'm saying on that record, particularly Praise Them, is very subtle. So if you don't know the supreme mathematics, some of the things I'm saying could go over your head. But if you understand it, then it's like it's like coded. So it's fun, you know, in that regard. So like with him, I just hit him. Like, yo, we never did this. And it was time, you know what I'm saying? And I wanted to rhyme and make songs with the guys that were the most talented, but also people that fit the song that I was working on. So like
that's right.
With Nas, that beat
was made
Nas.
for y'all and Nas.
Yeah,
that's
it just
crazy.
fit me and Nas. And like the one with M, it fit me and M. And like all of the songs, like Sweetie, it fit me and Sweetie. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man.
So that was the vibe, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. On Murdergram, you, Eminem, did y'all thing. I mentioned this off the air. LL was not about to let Eminem get away with nothing on that song.
Let me tell you something, man. Eminem is my man. He's my friend. You know what I'm saying? I look at him as like, you know, like he's like having a super talented younger brother who's really dedicated. He's like a scientist when it comes to MCing. And I love that because I'm that way too. And so it was just the perfect opportunity for us to rock together. We had talked about it for many years and we had, you know, kind of flirted with the idea, but we never, you know, got around to it. And it was like, this made sense to me.
Yeah, we got
you know, because I don't, like my thing is like, if you're going to put different people on a song together, it's not enough to just, the idea of it can't just be good. The execution got to be great too.
100%.
So me and M, you know,
and it
making
has to sting, right?
Yeah.
It's got to sting.
It's got to sting, baby.
Yeah.
And that's what we did. So, yeah, we had a ball with that one.
You know, you're his favorite rapper, if not one of his favorite rappers, right? And he loves the fact that he gets to call you Todd. Like, that's one of his, he loves that, right?
He's welcome to call me Todd. It's all good. No problem.
I've heard him in interviews like, yeah, he's my friend Todd. Like, he
no
giggles
doubt.
at it, right?
Nah, that's my friend Marshall. Yeah, he's a good friend of mine.
Todd and Marshall.
My very talented friend Marshall. And
that's a TV show, Todd and Marshall.
Yeah, it really is. It really is.
Todd and Marshall.
It's like an album title, right?
Come on, man.
Yeah,
you know Garcia, you know Jackie. Letch is actually a super fan. We let him in the building, man. To say hi to you.
I submitted
an essay,
a 10-page essay as to why I should sit
and
next
he won.
to you.
Yeah. All right, good looking. All right.
He stalked many other artists, but not you. He's
All
like,
right. All right.
Nah, listen.
Yeah, please don't.
We're here, man. Welcome back to the show. We appreciate your time,
Thank you, man. Thank you.
Nah, for sure. The Force is out on all streaming platforms. Can you talk to us about the title and the artwork of the project?
Yeah. So the Force, is about that inner voice inside of you that encourages you, inspires you to go after your dreams, right? Like, we're all on this kind of big adventure. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody's the hero of their own life movie. You know what I'm saying? And where you go with that is up to you. Me, I choose to like follow my bliss and follow that voice inside of me. So I make the music and I make hip hop because I love it. You know what I'm saying? No other reason. It really is about loving it. Just the same way I loved it when I first started. I did it because I loved it. So the love is first. That's what the Force is about. The Force is about tapping into what's inside of you and getting that out and really, taking that to the next level, if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? In terms of the artwork, Q-Tip actually did the artwork on the cover. You know what I'm saying? Like he had showed me a sketch. He was messing around with sketches and all that, and he sent the sketch to me. I was like, yo, this is it. I said, this is crazy. We need to use this for the album cover. So I combined that with a photo shoot, and the Force cover was born. So I really, worked on this. It was very collaborative in terms of, the people and the just the approach. I didn't want to I just didn't want to do nothing boring, man. You know what I'm saying?
I feel it.
Like, dudes, it's nothing worse than, your heroes, half-stepping, late in the game. It's like, don't do that, bro.
Nah. Don't put out an album just to put out an album.
Don't slip on a banana peel slip on a banana peel with your album. Because that's what, people be expecting. Here we go. Oh, dun. Here we go. Here we go. Lil Ellie, I know what he gonna say. Hey, I know what he gonna do. I know he gonna try to sound like somebody.
That's right. That's right. Nah,
so
man,
you
kept it very true. You kept it very true, and you had a lot of fun, and you got to work.
Yeah. You gotta listen, man. If you really love something, you gotta put your heart and soul into it.
Nah, man.
You gotta be passionate about it.
Some of the songs you rapping like the rent is due. I'm like, yo.
Well, now actually I'm renting like I love it. You know what I'm saying? Like I know what you're saying. Like, I started out doing this because I love it.
Yeah.
So as long as you maintain that love for it and that passion for it, you're gonna go hard, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta want it. Like I was telling somebody earlier, like if they shoved your head in a barrel of water, you gotta want it like you would want air. You know what I'm saying?
Let's go.
You gotta be hungry for that.
There's artists that are hip hop. Right? You gave us hip hop. You continuously
in a lot of ways,
hip hop in a lot of ways.
In a lot of ways,
no matter what you did too, whether it was on the screen or coming out them speakers.
Yeah. Nah, it's look, man, I'm just happy that I've been able to make, a contribution, to the world and have the impact that I've had. Mm-hmm. You just never know, man. It just kind of worked out that way. When I fell in love with the game, I didn't know that, I was gonna grab so much of it, and influence so much of it. I just did it from pure passion. Mm-hmm. Like a little kid staring at the vinyl going in a circle, imagining myself inside the record.
Let's go.
Like wondering what it was like when I heard these voices coming out the song, you know what I'm saying? Because it's like, as a little kid, I just wanted to feel that empowered feeling, feel powerful. Sometimes, you catch a whooping from your step pops or something, and you go to your room and you like, that music, it serves a purpose. You know what I'm saying? It like made me feel whole again. So I was like, now I'm gonna whoop some cakes. I'm gonna tap. You know what I mean? Something.
What do you think is a stronger force, love or hate?
Love. Yeah, because the love can stop hate, but hate can't stop love.
Say that one more time.
I said love is stronger because love can stop hate, but hate can't stop love.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I'll give you an example. It's like if you're in a dark room and I light a match, that one little light, that one little source of light illuminates the whole room. Darkness doesn't come from anywhere. Mm-hmm. It just is what it is. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, now mind you, now here's the flip side of what you're saying. Now, if you ask me, can traumatic experiences or can you hating somebody fuel you to go do things? That's a different conversation. Mm-hmm. Yes, it can. Absolutely. But you got to remember what you're doing though is you're taking that heat, that hate, and you're transforming it into your love for something else. Mm-hmm. So you're still flipping the script.
Yep.
Ultimately, even though the hate of, you know, this person beat me or this person did this to me, and that may be the thing that moves you to do a certain thing. My big brother, you know, whatever it is, it's still that you're gonna channel that. You're still transmuting that into something else to take your life to the next level. You feel me?
Man, we need the LL podcast. Yeah. Real quick. We need the LL podcast real fast.
Yeah, it's called The Force.
Force podcast. I like
that. You've shown Q-Tip a lot of love since you've been in the interview right now between the artwork and the production. Do you recall the first time you ever heard A Tribe Called Quest, and what did you think of them?
Oh, yeah. I mean, just hearing, you know, I left my wallet in El Segundo, and then, you know, seeing them do a video in my neighborhood on top of the cleaners. Like, you know, when they did that video on top of the cleaners back in the days, like, you know, that was like incredible to me. It was amazing to me. It was like dudes from my hood, like, you know, made it. Yeah. I couldn't have been happier. Like, it was just an incredible feeling because I know, like, my neighborhood is filled with so many different artists that have come from there. So even from back in the days, from like Run DMC, and then you got LL Cool J, and then you got A Tribe Called Quest, and then you got, you know, in other parts of town, Mobb Deep, and then you got 50 Cent, and then you got Ja Rule, and then you have like all of these various artists all come from around there. You had James Brown, who lived around there, and Count Basie, who lived around there, and, you know, Louis Armstrong, who lived around there. And I mean, it's just a very,
it was in the air.
It's a lot of music and a lot of vibes. So seeing Tribe, they were unbelievable, man. And then just what they did, how they did it, it was crazy.
Crazy, right?
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Man.
Super dope.
It was a different sound.
Super dope and sophisticated. You know what I'm saying? I was, you know, very sophisticated. You know, me, I've always been like a little bit of a savage, man.
Yeah,
a lot of savagery, baby.
Yeah,
a lot of savageness going on. They was very,
leather, man.
yeah, they was very sophisticated, a little bit more well-read, so to speak. You know what I mean?
You had your shirt off.
Yeah, savagery, man. No shirt, man. You know what I mean? Let's get to it. You know what I mean?
All day. What's up, Jack?
You know, a lot of artists come in here and they're very like flashy with jewelry. I want to point out, because I haven't been able to keep my eyes off it, your friendship bracelets.
Yeah. Oh,
Who made those?
So
you a Swiftie, my G?
I know. I thought you got to like a Eras concert or something.
LT, a cool T. This is you know what? Little kids. Little kids I did like some in-stores, right? Signing vinyl, and like there would be like 10-year-olds and 8-year-olds that may come with their parents and stuff, and they made these for me. And the reason why I put it on is because it just shows you how your music can keep, you know, impacting people. Like, for a lot of, there's little kids right now that are 10, 12 years old, and Murdergram is the first time they heard LL. They don't even know about the love songs that people know. They don't know the harder songs like Il Bomb. They don't know Rock the Bells. They don't know none of that. Like, Murdergram is the first time they ever heard of LL Cool J. So, but then you got people who Love You Better was the first time they heard of me. And you got people who Doing It was but then you got people back in the days going back to Cali and all these other Mama Said Knock You. So it's like to me, you know, for them little kids to take the time and to do that, you know, the Force, and to make me these little bracelets.
How sweet is that?
I mean, it was just like a reminder that I'm touching all kinds of audiences. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's trippy to me.
Yeah.
You know, that's kind of like, that's trippy.
Sure, it is.
You know, it's trippy.
Yes, sir.
Like, you know, but it's also like, it's how it should be.
Nah, man. You know, my son, he's 7. He's a fan of the Beastie Boys because one of their songs was in Trolls.
See?
So he loves Brass Monkey.
See, there you go. There you go.
Isn't that wild?
There you go. That's my point.
That's it.
That's my point. So, you know, for me, man, like, with this album, it's like, it's just an opportunity to get new fans and to give the day one fans something that they haven't had in a long time and to have fun doing it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yes, sir.
So that being said, performing at the VMAs for like 40 years of hip hop, like how does that even like, because you said, you know, you touch so many different audiences. How do you even pick what am I going to do?
You know, when LL Cool J is performing, you're going to get LL Cool J. So
100%.
you're going to get, you know, stuff that if you, depending on your age and when you got into LL or whether even if you never did and this is your first time, you're going to hear a cross section of things. You're going to hear things from the early days and you're going to hear things brand new. I'm like, you know, it's kind of a weird kind of thing for me because I have like so many different entry points, right? Like you got people that know me for hosting Grammys and people that know me for doing television shows.
Sir,
and, you know, so it does get weird, But you know what I'm saying?
I get it.
Awkward. I love that, Sam Hanna. It does get awkward. But you know what? I just make the music and just pick what makes sense to me, and I go by my gut. Because the one thing that's important with all of this is taste and instincts. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, it's just like anything else. You know what I'm saying? It's just like boxing, right? It's science, of course, but then there's instinct.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's that combination, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Spirit of Cyrus with Snoop. How did that come together?
So Spirit of Cyrus, I got a call from a high-level person in law enforcement. And they was telling me, yo, you need to stay in the house. And I'm like, why do I need to stay in the house? They was like, well, there's a manhunt out for this guy named Christopher Dorner, and you look exactly like him. And then I went on the internet and I'm looking at this guy and it's like I see his face and he looks just like me. Excuse me,
bald-headed
snot coming out my nose.
bro.
He's bald. He looks just like me. And then on top of that, people are like making jokes and memes, so they putting us together on the joint. So I'm like, yo, you guys are real funny. You trying to get me smashed. So
and then the talk came like you should play him in the movie.
Well,
right?
there was that kind of talk, and so I went down the rabbit hole. And when I went down the rabbit hole, I read his manifesto. I read different things that he had said, and I saw the things that he was talking about in terms of the issues he was having with the department and the black versus blue and his like everything he was going through. It was like a metaphor or an analogy for what was going on in America. And so I just decided to write the song. I was inspired to write the song from a true place and to just tell it how it went. And then when we had the sonics and everything, it was just like, when I came up with that, don't try to apprehend me, a black and blue, I said, yo, Snoop would sound crazy saying that. I was like, yo, Snoop would sound perfect on that. Because, you know, think about Murder Was a Case back in the day, Snoop's early music. It's like them dangerous, rough, raw sounding records. And that's how Spirit of Cyrus sounded to me. So I called Snoop up. He came down to the studio. What's up, Unc? I was like, yo, let's do it. He came down. We did it. And there it is.
Do you smoke with Snoop or no?
Nah, I ain't trying to smoke with Snoop. Snoop ain't gonna have me in an emergency room messing around with Snoop, man. You know what I'm saying? Mess around with Snoop, man. I ain't built for that, baby. I ain't ready for that, man. Yeah, I ain't ready for that, man. I ain't ready for that, man.
Nah, but the Spirit of Cyrus, it did come off like a script.
Nah.
It felt like a script.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
You know?
Visually, yeah, because I just, because I could see it in my mind. I can see it in my mind. This is my manifesto, the reason why I did it. The press will call me evil, label me a menace. Don't let the lies deceive you. They push me to my limit. Racism's a disease. It's only right I kill it. Black blood, you quick to... Yeah, it just felt like, you know, and as you go down that rabbit hole, and one thing I did with this record that was important to me is no censorship. And when I say censorship, what I mean is censoring my inspiration. I'm not talking about cussing. People, whatever.
It is what it is.
I'm talking about censoring the inspiration. So I was inspired to write. No. Whatever I'm inspired to write is what I'm going to write, and let the chips fall where they may. I'm not trying to be divisive or volatile or provocative. I'm just gonna let the inspiration take me where it takes me. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like a hot date, B.
That's it.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
that's right.
That's right.
That's what let the checks in. That's what let the checks in.
You know what I mean? You're gonna let the inspiration take me where it takes me, and all that. Right to this back seat.
B, you feel me? Yo, we were just in here talking about the VMA performance as well. The VMA performance was crazy, man. Shout out to Def Jam, man.
Yeah, shout out to Def Jam, and it was fun. You know what I'm saying? Just getting up there, and again. Prime example. So you got all these kids, you know, they 20, 19, 18, and you know, and they rock it to the music, you know, but some of them, they know proclivities word for word. Doing it, they're like, oh, okay, but they know proclivities word for word. It's like, it's a very,
interesting,
it's dope. It's dope, though. It was fun.
You're embracing it.
No question. Ain't that right, MJ? Def Jam rap in the building.
Hey, speaking of Def Jam, those tours back in the day were legendary. I mean, the Public Enemy and the Beastie Boys and so on and so forth. And I mean, you got a good story, a good nugget you could share backstage story?
Come on, man. So many, man. I had a tour where I used to come out of the radio and Flava Flav, I get up in the radio and he's in there waiting, you know. Yeah, boy. You know, and I'm like, I got the middle of my intro. I'm like, I'm in my set on my prop on stage.
What are you doing in here?
And like, yo, Flav, what are you doing, B? And he's like, yo, Al, man. I said, just come out with me, Flav. All right, G. And he comes out the radio with me. It's just like, so many different things we went through. So many, bro, like, And then there's some things I probably would be better shared off air.
Yeah. Let's go back to the censorship.
Yeah, we were gonna censor that. Not profanity. We're censoring the inspiration.
That's all it is. What's up, Jack?
You know, I was thinking about it. Like, what is a line that you've written that makes you laugh? That you're like, I can't believe I said that.
Oh no, I believe I said everything. I believe I said all of it. In fact, it's the whole point is when it makes me laugh, I want to use it.
That's right.
Like, like it's some of that stuff is like it is the ridiculousness of it that makes it. I don't know. It's just so many songs I've written. You know what I'm saying? I mean, so many.
The songs
you know?
about women are always great. You know what I mean?
They're funny.
They're very funny,
even
but very
Headsprung.
respectful, sexy, and you're laying it out.
I like the wild out. I like the wild out. Like Headsprung was silly. Headsprung was silly.
Headsprung was crazy.
But I wrote Headsprung. It's kind of like, you know how Robert De Niro would do Analyze This? Yeah. Right? Like sometimes he would do Godfather 2 or Heat, but then he'll do Headsprung was the equivalent of an actor doing a comedy.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
So when you think about like the opening lines of it, when I say they call me Big Ellie, a bit silly, big money, big really. Like, it's just ridiculous. But that was the whole point.
But it works.
Yes, because it felt right.
Yeah.
So a lot of things I write, it depends on the song. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But when I get a chuckle out of myself, that's usually a good sign.
Yeah.
You know, because if I you know what I mean? If I'm feeling that,
then you know.
We in the right zone. We in the right zone.
Yeah,
I
man.
love that you mentioned Headsprung because the New York Liberty used your song,
Yeah.
Headsprung,
for their mascot. Yeah,
Big Ellie.
yeah, Ellie. It's crazy. That's nuts. That's nuts, right?
What an honor.
Yeah, it's cool.
100%.
Nah, it's cool.
Yeah, it's great.
Who knew?
Basquiat energy. Who knew? Basquiat energy is crazy.
Thank you, man.
Man.
Yeah,
that beat is just, come on, man.
Thank you. Yeah. Basquiat energy, it's like a blizzard on my neck and snowing on my wrists. You want to teach them how to hustle, take a pic of me and show them this. Yeah, that joint is crazy, the Basquiat energy. I shot a video for that.
Yeah.
I actually got a visual for that. And that song is really the thing that inspired that song is a movie called Downtown 81. And it was a semi-autobiographical film about Jean-Michel Basquiat, the artist. And in the movie, he did this funny dance, him and Fab Five Freddy in this little spot, and he starts doing this little ridiculous, like little silly dance. And when he did that, me and Tip was looking at it, we just started laughing. I'm like, yo, look at this dance beat. And we ended up making a song off of that.
Wow.
And taking
off the dance.
Yeah, because
that energy.
Yeah. So there's actually a dance that goes with Basquiat energy. There's a dance.
Okay.
Yeah. And
TikTok, we coming for you?
And I ain't Chris Brown, bro.
That's right.
Like, so if I could do it, anyone can. You know what I mean? If I could do it, you know what I'm saying?
We all can do it.
I'm not Todd Brown, bro. You know,
T. Brown.
It ain't T. Brown over here. So if I can do it,
that's right.
Yo,
that's right.
We in good space. You know what I'm saying? It's
and the
good
joint
vibes.
with
good vibes.
Ross and Fat Joe, Saturday Night Special.
Yeah,
right? Is that about a gun?
Well, that was obviously one of the plays on the words, but it's really about because your decisions are like a gun, right? It kind of goes back to like, remember the Godfather 2? He said, I think was it Godfather? Yeah, it was Godfather 2. He said, I don't know anything about politics. He said, well, you understand guns? He said, yeah. He said, money is a gun and politics is knowing when to pull a trigger, right? So it's like, but the song itself is about integrity. Always keep your word, always pay them back. The one thing you learn moving around any street, any hood in the world in general, don't try to be a tough guy. Have manners. Respect people's mothers, girls, sisters. Know when to shut up. You know what I'm saying?
True.
Know how to play your position and keep your word. You do these things, you got a better chance, of getting out of there with a sandwich in your life, right? Like you want to go get a sandwich and have your life and enjoy your life, right? So these are things that will help that. So Saturday Night Special is really a song about integrity and the idea that, if I tell you I'm going to do something, I do it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If I tell you I'm bringing 4 sodas over tomorrow, I'm bringing 4 sodas over tomorrow. Period. So, and that goes for every area of life. whether you're in the street, we just put in a street metaphor, but that if you're going to do hair, if you're going to med school, if you're going to be a lawyer, if you're a mechanic, if the mechanic says to you, your car's going to be ready Thursday, Joe, you said Thursday. I meant next Thursday. Don't play, man. Don't play, man. You said Thursday.
That's every funny guy.
Yeah, you're a funny guy.
It's every mechanic, man.
You feel me? So that's the thinking behind Saturday Night Special.
That's
the
right.
whole idea of keeping your word and you don't got to be perfect, but that moral integrity. You know what I'm saying?
That's what it is.
Doing what you say you're going to do. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
You know?
The Force is out on all streaming platforms. The Force,
question.
Cool J, man.
Yeah.
The youngest legend alive, dog.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Look at you, man.
You know, I feel good.
No, you should, man.
I'm thankful.
You know, and you feel good. You take care of yourself.
Well, you
man.
have
You
to.
know, we got a lot of hip hop legends going early. When I say early, in their 50s.
Yeah, I know.
That's crazy. That's
I know.
scary.
Yeah, you got to exercise, man. You gotta look.
Are you telling me that, or are you?
All of us. I'm telling all of us that one.
Because I do need exercise.
Yeah. If that hits home, you got the own that. Now you good.
My son the other day said, "Dad, can I have my dessert back?" I was like, "Fuck."
Yeah, that's a problem.
That's a problem.
That's a problem, bro.
I know.
Now you gotta look when your elbow bend. If your elbow bend and you getting tired, that's an issue.
That's an issue.
You know what I'm saying?
Facts. Yeah.
Like you got 22-year-olds walking up steps. It's like young. You supposed to be. What you doing out of breath, man?
Nah, it's
supposed
crazy.
to be yo.
It's crazy.
So like being in shape is a big part of this because it's good for your mind too.
100%.
You know what I'm saying?
What's your day-to-day like? What's your routine?
So it depends, but I work on endurance and stamina primarily. Primarily, everything I do is to be able to go the distance. You know what I'm saying? It's less about trying to be muscle man and seeing how heavy I can lift. I'm not trying to be Hercules. I just want to have good stamina and be strong. You know what I'm saying? So I do a lot of things like interval training and a lot of, cardio and a lot of stuff that keeps my heart rate elevated. And then, of course, I lift weights and all that, too. But it's a combination of those things, you know what I mean?
Yeah, yes, sir. Do you remember the first time you performed? Where was it? What happened?
Publicly? You mean professionally or as an amateur?
As an amateur.
Oh, man, the first time I performed, well, it started off in the room, so that don't count. But outside, it was the basement of a church. And a girl came up to me and said, "Boy, you can't rap." And goes back to your thing about the hate and the love and all that.
There's some shit that happens that you gotta hate so much that makes you want to
go get it. You gotta, if you're strong enough to transform it. And so she said that to me, and that kind of was good inspiration.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
What about professionally?
Professionally,
award
Manhattan
show?
Center High School. No, it was a high school. They pushed the lunchroom table. Well, actually, no. The first time was at my high school. Like 9th grade. I went to the shop class. I performed in the shop class. They gave me an opportunity to do that. My man Bimmy set it up. I did that. I never came back to school. That was over with. I had $5,000 in my dresser drawer. I was happy it's over. Grandma was kicking me. I ain't trying to hear that, man. I got $5,000.
I got money now.
I done saved $5,000. Like I ain't going back to school. But then,
Next week I showed up.
yo, let me tell you something. Yo, $5,000 in your drawer felt like. That was like
in the 9th grade.
Yo, bro. I felt like a
right now
Caesar. I felt like Caesar. I felt like Caesar. You know what I mean? Hail Caesar. So then
Nobody could have told you shit.
Nothing. So then professionally, outside of that, when I got booked for a show, it was Manhattan Center High School. They pushed the lunchroom tables together. Wow. And I remember like after we finished performing, a couple of the kids was like, "Yo, sign this for me." And I was signing autographs. I looked at my man, Cut Creator. I'm like, "Yo," I was like, "Yo, I like this." He was like, "I like this." He was like, "Yeah, I like this too." You know what I'm saying? And we was just signing. And actually, a little side note, my first show I ever did, my man's car broke down. The axle broke on his car. Yeah, so we had to walk like 20 blocks to the show. He was like, "Yo, but they're gonna strip my car." I'm like, "Man, fuck that car, man. Let them strip it." You know what I'm saying? Let them strip that joint. We gotta go. Yeah. So we left the car in the middle of the street, walked like 20 blocks to get to the show. I wasn't missing that show no matter what.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Because you gotta want it.
Yeah.
So we went to the show and did what we had to do, and rest is history.
And
Did he strip his car?
Yeah.
What happened to the car?
I don't even fucking know. I was so excited. I ain't even get back to that. I wasn't even thinking about that shit.
that car.
Yo, he had to go deal with that bullshit. I did my part. I did my part. Perform, B. I'm good. I'm Gucci, man. We doing this.
The Force, man. The Force, man. Listen to it, vibe to it. It's crazy, man.
Yeah.
Quality music once again from LL Cool J. Thank you very
Appreciate
much,
you.
brother. Thank you.
Cruising, baby.
Let's get it, man. Cruz Show. Real
No
93 all day.
Yo, check out more of our YouTube interviews now, ASAP+. Download the free iHeartRadio app so you can check out the Cruz Show podcast.